Okay, so for the deadbeats of losers that work in the health sector. Oh, he's got someone else's green card. Because we thought that he was mentally retarded with a carer. That's those social and support working idiots who with IBAC. Like the idiot was Gaynor. When I'm like, Gaynor, like I was telling the truth in IBAC, I'm like, I've got a green card. I just went ahead and applied for one years ago. Been sitting on it since 2014. I had my interview at the US consulate in the MLC building. I did back in August 2014. It's not my fault if family members don't know this. Obviously, those family members, like my mother, I'm not very close to. Where? What I'm looking for? My passport photos. Yeah. So basically, if my mother doesn't know that, then obviously we're not close. Because you think that this is something really important that family members would know. So if they don't, then we're not close. So I showed her my green card and she thought it was fake. She said, oh, this is what she goes. Her exact words was, oh, America doesn't like people showing you the green card. I'm like, you're insane. Literally, so I've come back to Australia because these insane idiots in Australia, which they're just deadbeat losers. America doesn't like you showing it. I use it for identification because when I leave Australia, I leave on my Australian passport. When I enter the US, I enter into the US on my US permanent resident status. So when I go for immigration, when I enter in LAX, I enter in as a permanent resident of America and I only have to hand in my green card. So what are you talking about? America doesn't like you showing it. You're a dumb, useless idiot that worked for St. Vincent's. This is the bullshit that was going around. This is what caused me trouble in America. My mother had no idea. Had a green card and then some idiot made up a story. Oh, it's Greyhound therapy. That idiot's my ex. I'm like, are you still going down that path of being a scammer, Giovanni? You need to stop. It wasn't Greyhound therapy. I just applied for a green card. Like, seriously. And where is all of my photos? So, oh, and because I had my hair straightened, this is my hair naturally, mind you, and there's some oil in its way down, but that's my hair naturally, and you can see that from even passport photos of me when I was younger. See, that's me. However, that's my passport photo for the US because I had it chemically straightened. Okay, that's me. Baxter, knock it off. This is why. How dumb. You can see it's me. And the passport photos for American have to be a different size as well than the Australian. It's me. My photos. But let's go to... Oh, what was it? Oh, were you wearing makeup? No. Where's the one from my passport years ago? The photo that was taken when I was tanned. I used to always be tanned. Oh, here we go. Me in 2011. Seriously, like these people are fucking dumb, useless dickheads. Like that's me in 2011. Like you can see, it's me. I'm just tanned. That's before I started getting health problems, or major health problems, really. So you can see, like all of them. I was just like, what? Because I went out and had my hair straightened in one photo. One. America's government didn't have any problems with it. I'm walking through it like all the time as a permanent resident. I'm sure they saw that my hair was brushed down straight or straightened. I'm sure they don't need to make up bullshit stories like they do in Australia. I think that's because Australia is a deadbeat, low-life country. I blame the Yabos. Oh, no, sorry, I blame the do-gooders. The do-gooders that thought it was okay to actually let some, well, savages out of the wild and put them into suburbia. I mean, we only started domesticating them really in 1967. Because before that, they were considered animals. So they haven't even been considered human for 100 years. Let's ponder that for a minute. And let's not think about that as anything like, you know, as in, oh, we must be a bad country. No, because they weren't human. They didn't behave like human. They weren't domesticated. They weren't civil. They were savages. They were savage animals digging around the dirt for grubs to eat. They're savages. They have no idea how to live in society, no idea how to be domesticated. They're animals. That's what they were until 1967. That's why they were classified as animals. Just remember that. Yeah, there's me there as well. Oh, and where does Justin get his, you know, that Mediterranean look from? Dad's father, Stanley Fleming. Oh, my hair is like my dad, Mark Fleming, had similar hair to me too. But let's keep lying because Carol loves to make up her stories, doesn't she? Like I said, I can just keep backing myself up. And then you've got dog useless pigs of police prosecutors that had it wrong because, oh, we thought his name was Rackley. Why do you think my surname's after my stepfather? Seriously, like, because these stupid government organisations get told something from a person and they write it down, and I'm the person there going, hang on, that's not true. Like, why would you think that my surname should be my stepfather's surname? That's not my father. Like, I've literally had people going, oh, you see, his father was a nurse. I'm like, no, my father was a builder. The nurse was my stepfather. Why do you think that I should have any affiliate? Because then they started saying, oh, he's this type of person. I'm like, no, I'm not that type of person, but you have described my stepbrother, who is that type of person. You also described my stepfather. You've described my stepfather's children, because I swear it's DNA. Oh, my stepbrother was suicidal, and you've got these idiots of organisations saying it was me. I literally had some dickheads from Housing Commission in 2018 with the information that was directly from Daniel Rackley's social media. Oh, and then I had some dickheads making up stories that I betted on racing. No, I don't. I worked for Tabcorp, Star Casino. My grandfather had racehorses because I've got photos of my grandfather's racehorses. Like Stanley, Reginald George Purdy, he had racehorses. Arthur Keegan, he was a jockey. They had Bob had pacers and trotters. Arthur's side of the family had gallopers. So Big Nan. We just had a question. So Mum didn't own I don't think she owned racehorses, but her father did. But we had thoroughbred hacks as a question. And we're going around in circles. Here we go. Got photos in here. Any photos in here? Oh, I must have had them for evidence. All right, here we go. Here's a good... That's Dad's parents. That's Stanley Fleming. Oh, where does Justin look like that? Maybe it's got to do with his grandfather, Stanley Fleming. And that's my grandmother, Ruby. Ruby had actually piercing blue eyes. But, yeah. Maybe it's got to do with his grandfather. Fuck, they're idiots. I'm not going to do much more on this video because these people are just dumb. I've had to put up with this for years. Oh, and the fucking mental health losers that have made up stories. I'm like, okay, those made up stories went to America. So then in America, where I lived, it literally was like I was using somebody else's green card. No, why don't I use someone else's green card? I'm using my own. I am Justin Mark Fleming. Oh, and because of the other name on my birth certificate, yeah, I've got the details here where I added the Latin version of my name that I knew from a kid, how to spell that, because I was using that as a design name and an artist name. And then it was a big deal considering, I went for a Roman Catholic upbringing and I just wanted to use that version as a design and art name. And so I could always use it legally. I just added it to my, like Chisel Epstein Payne, Marcus Phillips, or something from Fleming. Yeah, sounds quirky, I know. But Justinian is how Justin was back in the time of when the Bible was written. And you actually learn that because Justin, Justin, is not a name that was around because the names were different back then. You learned that if you actually went to a Roman Catholic school and not dragged up in a public school. So you also learn that when you're going through making your confirmation. Oh, and you don't learn that with the confirmation of, what is it? What's the English? Because the English are not Roman Catholic, they're not under the Vatican. The English are the King James's Bible version, and it's Protestant or Church of England. I think they still make a confirmation, and their confirmation is completely different to a Roman Catholic confirmation. I've literally had dumb, useless British people, or like that British religion, go, "Oh, we never learned this." I'm like, that's because you're not Roman Catholic. Like you think. I've even had Giovanni Consalvo make comments going, "Oh, so you're Roman Catholics and you follow the King James's Bible." I'm like, for King James's fucking Bible? That's some king of England. No, we follow the Vatican. We're Roman Catholic. We're not Church of England. We're not Protestant. We're Roman Catholic. It's completely different. We follow the Roman Catholic Bible. That's from the Vatican. Okay, so our upbringing, our preaching, our confirmation is different to the way the British do it. It's completely different to the way that Protestants and Church of England do it. I've literally had people say, "Oh, but we But I've made my confirmation. I'm like, you made your confirmation in the Church of England. I made my confirmation in the Roman Catholic Church. Confirmation is completely different. What you learn is completely different. Did you have to do all the studies leading up to it? No, you didn't, because you are Church of England or Protestant. So we are two completely different religions. So don't project your religion onto my religion, because that's what you're doing. I've literally had some losers of the British fucking deadbeats that do that. Dad's side, we're different religion. I'm a different religion to my father's side of the family. So they don't get it. And I'm a different religion to my mum's sister's children as well. The only one that I'm same as is, well, Mary Mahowski didn't raise her children in the church, but Mary Mahowski's children, so my cousins there, which is Bradley, Hayden, and Luke Mahowski, they were all baptized Roman Catholic, but in the Polish church. Because Richard's Roman Catholic. My auntie Marianne was Roman Catholic. Well, he's probably still Roman Catholic, just not practicing. And their children are all baptized in the Roman Catholic Polish church. So that's the only ones that would actually be similar. But my mum's other sister, Robin, isn't. Her kids are heathens. We're raised Roman Catholic. My grandmother's Roman Catholic. My grandmother's mother's Roman Catholic. My grandmother's grandmother's Roman Catholic. My grandmother's great-grandmother's Roman Catholic. Goes Roman Catholic for over 100 years. But it's Roman Catholic. It's not Church of England. It's not Protestant. We're not under the British religion. It's completely different. It's a completely different upbringing altogether. And my dad's side don't get it. Like my father's side of the family just have no understanding. It's like we're completely different families. Well, we are completely different families. But they have no understanding. Like, well, we've made our confirmation. We didn't do any of that. I'm like, that's because you're Church of England or Protestant. You're not Roman Catholic. So you've made a confirmation to do with your religion. That's not a confirmation to do with my religion. Like, even when it comes to my first Holy Communion, we had to learn Latin. Knock it off, Baxter. So Holy Communion, we learned, which is how I end up... Baxter, knock it off. Anyway, there. The evidence. So we can keep going around in circles because I'm going to keep bringing solicitors every week and saying, you're right, that organisation needs to be taken to court. Do something to the deadbeat fucking losers of entitled nurses from the UK. Because, we're all the same. No, we're actually raised in a completely different religion. I'm more similar to even what you would say. Well, my religion's Roman Catholic. Has nothing to do with England at all. Baxter, stop it. So, yeah. Like I said, we're under the Vatican. No, nothing to do with England, my religion. So therefore, everything to do with how I was raised is completely different. Actually, I was trying to find it here. I'll state this again because I've got it somewhere here. The motto. Yeah, so that was the motto for St. Aidan's. That's my primary school. I've got my glasses on, but it meant, it was in God we trust, or the truth. Omnia pro Dios. Omnia pro Dios. We had to learn Latin at school. Roman Catholics learn Latin. There's one of my school pins. It's my high school. We didn't do as much of it in high school as what I did in primary school. But on my high school pin, it's actually in Latin as well. And the bottom, I think that means the truth. Memory. But I remember my primary school more because we had a lot of lessons in Latin in primary school. And we didn't after we moved. Once we moved, we didn't. But prior to moving, prior to April 1989, I had lessons in Latin. There. So very different upbringing to my cousins. Extremely different upbringing. Even completely different religion.